Hello, everyone. My name is Joe Gannis, and I'm with the Biamp marketing team. And I'm thrilled to welcome everyone to this webinar on our workplace for integrators. We're going to have our technical support supervisor, Mike Neufer. He's going to be reviewing how to work with Workplace and showing you all the ins and outs for this awesome technical solution from Biamp. We're going to go ahead and get started with that. Mike has a deck that's available here. My name's, like I said, Joe Gannis, and if you have any questions, go ahead and use the chat function to send them directly to me, and I'd be happy to answer those as they come through. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Mike?
Joe, thanks for the handoff there. I appreciate it. Welcome everyone. Once again, my name is Mike. I work on the market development team here at Biamp. And what I will be talking to you today is about Biamp Workplace. There's a couple new things we're going to explore together today. I just briefly wanted to touch base on an introduction here of what this next hour would look like. I appreciate all of you taking time out of your day to listen to what I have to say. So today we'll talk a little bit about the market transformation that I've kind of observed with some of the conversations I've had with some of our integrators and dealers in North America. We'll take a look at the AV management challenge. We'll take a look at where Biamp came from and how we got here, and then we'll take a look at Biamp Workplace that we know as the tool that Biamp announced this time last year with the acquisition of Evoco. And then I quickly just wanted to plug another webinar that will be taking place on Wednesday this week at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That will be a presentation focused more on end users and Biamp Workplace. There's a whole scheduling aspect and user interaction side to Biamp Workplace, and that webinar will focus on end users. So sit back. We're going to talk a little bit about Biamp Workplace over the next hour. And like Joe said, if you have any questions, please get them into the chat. If we can't get to them by the end, I'll make sure personally that all of you get an answer. So just to jump right in, I've been fortunate over the past couple months to actually speak to some of our top integrators and dealers in the United States, and I've actually compiled a list of what they've shared with me around where they see the current AV market transforming to, and a lot of the points that I have documented here will largely play in Biamp Workplace. So I just want to go through this list as I feel most of these are pretty valid with some of the trends that we see. A lot of our partners shared with me that custom AV designs and builds were kind of where they put their focus, right? And the trend that they are speaking to, that they are kind of moving towards, is that high velocity and simple repeatable rooms. How do we get in, commission, and configure our spaces quicker and more efficiently? They've also shared with me a theme that end users are moving more away from the old BYOM, BYOD environments, and we're starting to see more of UC room components, right? Most of our end users are using Microsoft Teams these days, or even Zoom. Many integrators, large and small, I'm sure some of us will agree here, we tend to see consolidation in the industry, right? Acquisition of the larger fish taking up the smaller fish. They've also shared with me a shortage of skilled installers was a current challenge, and it was evident that that's not necessarily going away. So this isn't something we see changing or moving. We still do see an opportunity of shortage of unskilled installers out there. We also have expensive truck rolls. Most of my conversations said that if a truck roll needed to get out, it took anywhere from 2, 3 to 4 hours. And where our partners are really looking to kind of focus now is more on the remote managed services side, right? We also speak from work from home. Most of us are back into the office these days, and I know at least a lot of U.S. companies and U.S. organizations are mandating the back to office. But Lastly, in my conversations with these dealers and integrators, the mindset really has shifted from, how do we maximize revenue to how do we maximize profitability, right? And a lot of what I'm going to speak today around Biamp Workplace speaks directly to some of these transformations that we see are underway. Okay, so if we talk a little bit about the AV management challenge, right? Extraordinary AV experiences are becoming extremely harder to achieve routinely. Managing audiovisual systems across multiple locations can be a significant challenge in today's dynamic workplace. And what we see is integrators sharing with us that they often struggle with system downtime, inefficient troubleshooting, and frequent on-site visits. In addition to the shortage of skilled labor, this is ideally the challenge that I've come across with many of the integrators and dealers that I've been speaking to. If we look at Biamp's mission statement, is that we like to connect people through extraordinary video experiences, audiovisual experiences. And we do this by focusing on an acronym SEEEC, right? And that is for simplicity, efficiency, effectiveness, experiences, connectedness. And this can be applied through a very granular level, all the way at the room, level, or if you want to take it to an entire building, campus, or enterprise organization. We really put this mission statement at the forefront of what we do. If we look at the product value chain of Biamp, right? If we look at Biamp from when it was started back in 2018, Biamp introduced a number of different components, right? We introduced Tessera, a bunch of platform software. We introduced a paging system with our Vocia line. And over the years, the product catalog just began to grow. We introduced our Parlay microphones, ceiling mics, a ton of different speakers. We introduced some cameras and some control products, as well as our large venue speakers and more control products and paging stations. You can see our QTX line and our emitters there were also introduced, as well as most recently our bundles, right? Making it easier for an entire conference room solution, along with our crowd mics polling software and our newly announced Max Connect, as well as our Parlay bars, right? We see a wide range of a product portfolio here. And most recently, the Evoco hardware, the room managers and the desk managers added to this product portfolio. So over the span of several years, Biamp's product value chain has grown to a large, wide range of products, right? There's a number of brands that fall under the Biamp name. Some of them are Tessera, Devio, Parlay, our community speakers, Cambridge, Vocia, et cetera, right? We have a broad range of products within this portfolio. And in our Biamp ecosystem, we kind of mandate that we want to make sure that all of our products, are kind of, they come with what we refer to as like the X factor, right? We want it to be easier to spec. We want it to be easier to install. We want it to be easier to support and use. And we really wanted to put this at the forefront of the Biamp ecosystem. We wanted to come across some common standards for all of our products, right? For one example, virtually all of our products have 5-year warranties, right? It's easy to spec that across the entire product lineup. But the X factor continued when we talked about SageView. For those of you that are familiar with SageView is kind of where we started, and it was our first step. It was our management and monitoring software for on-premise solutions. It empowered technology managers with a dedicated UI for AV and IT management, and it was really kind of a central resource for all Biamp products. Then there was the acquisition of Evoco with a ton of scheduling solutions in 2023. The scheduling product line that Evoco brought over to the Biamp product line included these 3 pieces of hardware here: the Liso room manager on the far left, the Naso room manager in the center, and then the Clio desk manager on the right. along with a number of software tools that Evoco had developed through the years. Evoco Workplace brought a unified cloud-based infrastructure to Biamp, right? For the two Evoco products, it was easy for you to manage and monitor the Evoco NASO and the Evoco Clio within the workplace cloud that Evoco had developed. It fully integrated with third-party calendar applications like Microsoft and Google, and you could have these panels actually linked to your booking systems within your organization. The Evoco Workplace also was able to provide advanced analytics, delivering these stats in real time, providing you the ability to, take actionable insights on your spaces, right? So this kind of ecosystem had already come from Evoco, but it made it even more relevant today as we have the back to office sentiment kind of following suit here in the States. So this was our next step towards the B ecosystem, right? To talk a little bit about the Evoco summary. The Evoco team brought along a ton of award-winning products, right? They were a highly skilled development team, and they had developed an end-to-end encrypted cloud-based platform that was security conscious and pen tested, with over 100,000 devices worldwide connected, right? So the reason the question here is, so like, why did I tell you all of this? Well, the Evoco Workplace has now become the Biamp Workplace, right? We've kind of taken that Evoco DNA and we've kind of placed it within Biamp, right? And today, what we're going to talk about is some of the new things that we've seen within Biamp Workplace, right? So for the next half hour, 40 minutes, we're going to take an in-depth look to Biamp Workplace. I kind of wanted to tell you the history as to how we got here and what Biamp Workplace could do for you. But I will move on to this sticker here that you see as Biamp Workplace Ready. This is the sticker that you will see on all of the devices throughout the remainder of the year that will be compatible with Biamp Workplace. But let's just step into the modern workplace challenge. So as your AV systems grow in size, so does the challenge of making sure everything is running as it should. Imagining 100 spaces, right, or 1,000 devices in multiple locations across the world. The expectation would be the same, right? No matter if it's a meeting room in Tokyo or a huddle space in New York. Everything just needs to work. If systems fail, every minute counts. Downtime leads to frustrated users, lost productivity, and costly on-site visits for troubleshooting and support. Meet Biamp Workplace. This is where Biamp Workplace comes in. Biamp Workplace is a powerful cloud platform that unifies device management, real-time monitoring, workplace optimization, space scheduling, all into one seamless solution. Whether you're an IT manager overseeing global operations, or an integrator supporting multiple clients, or an end user in your next meeting space, Biamp Workplace works for you. From offices and classrooms to retail and beyond, no matter where you work, Biamp Workplace adapts to all of your applications. And we are there on every step of the journey, from space planning and design through deployment and daily operations, ensuring everything works as it should all of the time. So why Biamp Workplace? Workplace delivers powerful AV management that is easy to use and is ready to scale, from single rooms to global enterprises. This is the landing page. When you navigate to workplace.biamp.app, from here you can set up a new account or sign into your existing account. If I click on the sign in option here, I'm presented with the login window. It's possible to either log in with email and password or using single sign-on with Microsoft or Google credentials. Workplace is managed through organizations. As you can see in this view, I have access to multiple organizations. This is typical for system integrators managing different customer accounts. New users will want to create or click the Create Organization button to set up a new organization. Workplace also enables user roles with different permission levels. Owners get full system access, admins can manage workplace settings, and users can book spaces and interact with specific tools. On this window, you'll notice one of my organizations has an arrow and the other doesn't. This is due to the admin privileges that I have on the ISE 25-E3 workplace. Let's start by talking about locations. They are truly the foundation of Biamp Workplace. The location structure is built as a digital twin of your organization. You can create sites, buildings, floors, rooms, desks, parking spaces, and assets. There's a number of things you can do. Each location can be expanded to show everything that it contains. Here I can see all my desks and rooms on floor 10. Looks like this is in the Barcelona office on floor 10. I noticed that the BCN-10-Meet-01 room is actually connected to an Office 365 calendar, but some of the other rooms aren't actually connected to an Office 365 and calendar. This gives me the option to kind of have a hybrid environment with my spaces or with my calendars. When you click on a specific room, you see all the settings in the room. This includes the name, the capacity, the location or space of the room. You can upload an image for users to understand what that space would look like. We can also set room equipment, filtering what kind of room equipment is inside the space. Anything from cameras, microphones, whiteboards, etc. And this can actually allow users on the reciprocating end to filter those spaces based upon the technology in the room. We also have the ability to print a QR label for that asset if users want to scan the QR code to use that in the mobile app. And you can also change the settings of the devices depending on the room manager or the desk manager that you have added. You can make the text larger, and you can actually navigate through the brightness of the display. Next, let's talk about floor plans. This is one of the most powerful features within Workplace, and we call it the dynamic floor plan editor. This intuitive tool lets you transform any drawing into an interactive floor plan. It's as simple as uploading a JPEG or a PNG file. Then all you have to do is drag and drop your rooms and desks to the floor plan. Move it to the correct place, adjust the size, and then it's done. This simple yet powerful tool makes it easy to manage everything from a single floor with a few desks to a global enterprise with multiple sites, buildings, and thousands of spaces. To assign devices to spaces, you will go on site and use what we call the Workplace Connect app to identify Biamp devices on the network and assign them to spaces and rooms. Let's look at the Biamp Workplace Connect application. To log into the Workplace Connect application, you'll use the same credentials that you use for your Workplace account. Now that our locations are created and the floor plans are made, we can connect our devices. For this, we will use the Workplace Connect application. All Biamp devices connected to your local network are shown. Here I can pick a device and designate what kind of space that I'd like to put it in. We're first going to select the device from the list here. I see a Tessera Forte X with a serial number ending in 5474 and an IP address ending in 189.23. Currently, this device is not assigned to any location and it's not connected. I will go ahead and check that box and click the Assign and Connect button. When I press the Assign and Connect button, I'm presented with a number of locations or rooms that I can optionally push this device to. Here, I can select a room like Barcelona and a specific space like the BCN 10-Meet-01 room and assign that particular piece of hardware to that space. Now our device is connected to the Workplace cloud. Think of this as kind of like the first initial handshake to get the device connected to Workplace. Now let's talk a little bit about management and monitoring. Workplace allows you to manage and monitor your devices remotely. All connected devices appear in the Management and Monitoring tab. I can filter the view to see a specific building or type of device. I can see details like serial number, device status, firmware version, and if any issues arise with the device, for example, like a microphone is unplugged, in Workplace, the device will be highlighted with an error message, and an email notification will be sent to an admin. By clicking on the device, we could see more detailed information of the issue. In this case, we could see that a microphone is disconnected, which is easily solved by someone on site. Besides remote monitoring, we can also send remote commands to Tessera devices. Different device types can do different commands, and here are the commands that my Tessera Forte can do. If we look down at the bottom part of the screen, you'll see the commands that are available to the user. I can update the firmware remotely. I can retrieve device logs. I can send a reboot command, and I can initiate what we call reveal. Think of this as if the device is in a server rack or in a closet, the lights on the front of the unit will kind of flash to notify which device the user is trying to troubleshoot. And lastly, I can trigger Biamp Launch if you're familiar with the launch feature. This is what the buttons look like just from a highlighted level. And for those of us familiar with Launch, this is an automatic room tuning tool that gives you perfect sound every time, every day, in every space. And if you're familiar with Launch, Launch actually provides you with launch reports of the room acoustics and tuning that have gone on in that space. You can actually pull these launch reports directly from Biamp Workplace, and you could download them to share them continuously or to look at the results. Here's a view of what that launch report looks like. If you're familiar with Biamp Launch, this is something we really pride ourselves on. It is a big differentiator from the rest of the people in the market. So Biamp Launch provides remote access to comprehensive and robust workplace solutions. It's a complete platform. It's more than just a device management cloud service. It is a complete platform. And today I wanted to talk about introducing car parking. This extends scheduling beyond office building. While the app is perfect for users to find and book rooms and spaces, it's also used to book parking spaces and manage other assets such as AV carts. You do all reservations for everything through the Workplace Bookings app. You can book in advance and you can reserve directly from the app itself. This allows you to book, check in, and extend everything from your desks, room, spaces, parking, or assets. Let's talk a little bit about the booking administrative side of Biamp Workplace. So some people need to see all bookings, right? While the app is perfect for users to find and book rooms and spaces, Workplace also offers a booking tool designed for front desks, receptions, and admins. This gives you complete access to all bookings. This tool also allows staff to create a booking on behalf of other users. I could log in, I could pick a room, I could pick a desk, I could pick a space, and I could book that on behalf of myself or any other user within the organization. What's really cool is if we have our system tied to a system like Google or to Microsoft, I could really book spaces on behalf of other people, and those spaces would actually sync to their calendars. The tool, like I said, allows staff to create bookings for other users or other people within the organization. Go ahead and press the click create button. We will then select a location. I can easily cancel or delete it if I'd like to, and it's removed. After canceling a booking, the system automatically updates the calendar view, removing the canceled event and maintaining an accurate real-time overview of all room and desk reservations. This ensures that front desk staff have always access to the most current booking information. I'd also like to talk a little bit about the overview screen. Finding an available desk or room can sometimes be challenging. That's where the overview screen comes in. The overview screen provides an instant view of available spaces on a floor. Green indicates that a desk or room is available, yellow that if it's booked, and red that it's being occupied. It's also possible to set up the overview screen with tiles. This can include more information like who has booked the space, for how long, and can include the meeting title from organizations like Google or Microsoft. Next, let's talk about insights. Finally, the insights page. This is really where the bread and butter of all of the analytics within Biamp Workplace live. This is where we collect and display all key metrics. You can see how many active users you have. You can see your total bookings. There's a ton of utilization rates that are found in here, as well as popular times. It is also possible to filter this view based upon certain dates, resources, or locations. So you can get pretty granular with the data that you want to look at. You can see all past bookings, and you can even export this information to a CSV file. We're continuously trying to add more actionable insights here to help our users improve their workplace with data-driven decisions. Next, I'd like to talk a little bit about the licensing admin part. Excuse me, let me just go back. This has been specifically developed for you. Let's take a look. This is a tool for license management and distribution. Dealers control the license manager to store, transfer, and deploy licenses, putting you in charge of your revenue stream. This gives you the ability to transfer licenses to other partners, end users, or even your managed accounts. You buy in bulk and pay an invoice. Invoices are upon activation and not at purchase. They distribute instantly the exact number required with no keys, no emails, or any external documents needed. Everything is done within the license manager. So let's take a look at this. Let's first talk about orders. Here, this is an order page. I can click on the Add Order button, and I'm prompted with a ton of different information to capture from you. Here's a purchase order, a reference number, and the type of licenses that you can actually purchase from Biamp here. If I move over to my inventory section, I can see all of the inventory of licenses that I have within my license manager. I can easily transfer these if I want. I can transfer them to other organizations or other partners or even other end users. I can also activate these licenses as an end user. If I want to activate them on a specific day, or if I wanted to activate them on a specific time, I could. I could also activate these licenses up to 30 days in advance. So if I know when licenses are going to expire, or if I wanted to prorate when the licenses wanted to start, I could do that from my activation screen. Workplace Ready deployment. Once again, we're back at this sticker. I wanted to talk about some of the products we announced at ISE that would be Workplace Ready for this year. All of the products that you see on this slide, Biamp has committed to being Workplace Ready for 2025. I'll leave that up there for everyone to take a look at for a second. As far as the software itself, Workplace is ready now. Voco scheduling is live within Biamp Workplace. When it comes to the rest of the product line within Biamp, devices will need a firmware update to connect with the cloud. This update has gone through rigorous testing, and once this update is released, you'll be able to manage the Tessera devices here in the cloud. So where we are going, the future is Biamp Workplace. Our goal is to have all future Biamp hardware and software products and solutions to be Biamp Workplace ready. We're committed to continuously expanding the capabilities of Biamp Workplace, and we want to deliver extraordinary audio-visual experiences for all Biamp product families. So what's next? I want to take a second and just talk about some of the new products that we've announced. The Parlay VBC 2800 is now considered Workplace ready. The rest of this year, we announced the Cambridge QTX system would also be Workplace ready, as well as the MPX paging stations. Biamp Max Connect this year will also be Workplace ready. And I want to talk a little bit about the existing Tessera devices, right? So a lot of the devices that you saw on that list will be Biamp ready with Tessera 5.0, but there's a number of Tessera systems that are already existing, right? hundreds of thousands of I would say legacy to Cirrus systems that have been deployed that need a growing demand for centralized management. And we've noticed that there's some connectivity barriers with that, right? Network architecture mixed in with legacy firmware, but we are committed to bringing Workplace to everyone, and Tasira is going to be our biggest supporter of this, and we support that. So I'd like to talk a little bit now about the Workplace Bridge that we announced at ISE. And essentially this will act as an air gap network for any legacy Biamp devices that you can use to get them managed to the cloud, right? Traditionally, AV networks often isolate enterprise networks from the internet. And what this does is this will act as a bridge, as a gateway to the complete system. This will work with both our current and legacy Tasira devices in Workplace. What you can also do is if you have an enterprise environment or if you need a single point of connection for all of these iPoint endpoints to talk back to, the Workplace Bridge is going to be the solution for that. So there'll be more information with the Workplace Bridge coming down later this year, but this is something that I'm really excited about as it opens up the possibility to manage and monitor a lot of those legacy Tasira devices. It's got 2 network ports. One simply goes to the AV network and one goes to the internet. And each one of these devices can connect up to 500 different Biamp endpoints. So this provides a single point of presence for all Workplace cloud traffic, and it keeps the AV network isolated from everything else to keep everyone else happy. I know at ISE it was announced that these products would all be coming in Q2 2025. So I just wanted to include those. Next, I'd like to talk a little bit about the single pane of glass, right? Single pane of glass is what we like to refer to with our integrators. A lot of our customers tell us that they're working on a way for one single pane of glass to kind of have all of the information from all the different manufacturers around the globe. And I just wanted to put in a quick plug here that the Biamp Workplace does have an open API integration. We use the GraphQL query language. You can use Postman to verify a connection and some queries if you'd like to. There's a ton of customers that we work alongside here with, like in-house platforms, as well as ServiceNow and Dumots and Utelogy. This open API can be used if you wanted to explore the single pane of glass. I know recently Excite announced that they brought the Biamp product within their Connect Plus platform. Just another example of how you can implement the API to achieve your single pane of glass. This simply just gives you a secure connection to your organization's layouts and locations, as well as the telemetry between the devices and the statuses. So keep in mind that the Open API is available on Cornerstone if you would like to explore that a little bit further. But next, I just want to talk about network security, right? Biamp Workplace is pen tested. It's part of a security and quality assurance program that is performed regularly by external security experts. Does have robust security measures implemented. There's a ton of user access control and permission levels, and you could even implement single sign-on for secure and easy authentication. And we comply with all of the standard security elements that are needed. We meet the industry requirements at the highest level. And you can learn a lot about Biamp Workplace by visiting the link here, biamp.com/workplace. There is a tab up here under the security section that contains a ton of information around the security white papers and the type of ports and cloud-hosted systems that we use. So if you do want to explore that, I would challenge you to check out the security tab here on the biamp.com/workplace section. I would also challenge you all to take a look at the Start Trial here. Start Trial, there's no cost for anybody to sign up for Biamp Workplace. You actually can enable a 30-day free trial where you can have an unlimited amount of rooms, desks, assets, parking spots, all added to your system. You can upload some floor plans and you can start driving some value add with what Biamp Workplace can offer here. So I highly encourage you to check out that Start Trial button here on the Biamp website. I do want to just kind of mention here, Biamp Workplace is backed by Biamp, right? We do have 49 years of professional audiovisual solutions. We do offer industry-leading training and support. We have multiple awards from SCN, provide global tech support and in-field apps engineers all around the world. We have highly regarded support by phone, email, and chat, as well as online and in-person training. We manufacture most of our stuff here in Portland, Oregon, and Philadelphia, with the highest quality and reliable delivery. And so I just kind of wanted to add that little nugget of information there. I appreciate all of you taking the time and listening to the Biamp Workplace webinar today. But again, I just wanted to kind of end on Biamp Workplace being a game-changing cloud platform, right? That is really centered around you, our dealers and integrators, and it's going to empower you guys to oversee Biamp devices from anywhere in real time, right? This will enable our dealers to monetize new services and new service offerings, but it's also going to be able to provide a measurable ROI for our dealers. It's going to reduce costly truck rolls. Dealers are going to manage the license deployment, and you're going to be able to remotely optimize system performance like Launch. So this, along together with Biamp, will empower our dealers to really deliver exceptional experiences, right? Because here at Biamp, we work for you, our dealers, our integrators, and Biamp Workplace is really going to allow us to kind of stretch this to be more powerful, simple, and really anywhere. So I appreciate all of you for joining me today.
Thank you everyone for attending. Mike, thank you very much for working with us here today. Have a wonderful day.